What's going on, everybody? Malik here, and today I'm talking about the resurgence of paganism and its importance coming into the world, revitalizing into the world, bringing new life and new beliefs, really bringing back old beliefs into the modern day. And I just wanted to say how important animism, paganism, polytheism has been to me, and why I think it's a great thing that all around the world people are starting to recollect some of the beliefs of their ancestors, some of the practices of their ancestors, and incorporating them into their way of life and into their modern practices. And I think it's a very beautiful thing. I think that the main reason why a lot of people have started to look at these things is because people have been so disgruntled, so upset, so led astray by this very rigid way of life and rigid way of thinking that we have confined ourselves into through the venue of monotheistic religion. And the fact that everything is so black and white doesn't leave room for a lot of the understandings of things like the misfortunes we face in our lives. But in many of our ancestors' beliefs, we understand more of what these forces are. We understand of what their place in the world is. These things are always present, whether here or elsewhere. The same chaos, the same destroying force that we see when war happens or when a catastrophe happens, natural disaster happens, that's still happening even when it's not happening here. It's just happening when a star is blowing up trillions of light years away, but it's still happening. And that's another thing. In our very rigid monotheistic interpretation of what life is, we've been so constrained into our suburbs and our cities and all these things. And that's okay, that's how we are living now, but it doesn't mean that that's how humans are supposed to be living forever, or let alone all of us. And I think that's made very clear just by the sheer scope and understanding of things. We have such a confined understanding of the world, of the universe, of what's real to us. We only perceive what's real to us based off of what we interact with here in the physical world, the physical realm, right? But there's so much going on at play here. And so many of our ancestors understood that. That's why they had a respect for where they didn't build their cities. They had a respect for all life on earth. Not only on earth, but also throughout the universe. Understanding the constellations and the stars. Understanding the different dimensions they would access through their hallucinogenic practices or their near-death experiences. These things are not exclusive to stories you hear in the Bible and things of that nature. While there are some good things to take away from some of these books, some of these monotheistic books and teachings, the fact of the matter is that these books are a metaphor for really what they are. And that is that there is a front cover and a back cover to it. That's a very rigid concept of what life is supposed to be like for us forever. There's not a confine of such sorts when it comes to our ancestors' pagan polytheistic beliefs and understandings. It's very open. It's very ever-changing, very applicable to every little thing that's happening, right? Now, of course, some of the things that we've developed in our modern society have been useful. The understandings of complex science and things like that have been beneficial to us. But there's also been complex sciences that we have forgotten about and probably won't ever know, or it'll take us a very long time, and we will have to change our mindset and our perception of the world to ever even come close to accessing why these people were able to cut rocks so perfectly without lasers, or how were they able to understand where to place things so they match up with all the star constellations and all these things. To our modern understanding, we can't comprehend how they did that, so we automatically assume aliens. But no, our ancestors were much more powerful than we give them credit to be. And I think that once people come to that understanding, they start to see power in a lot of their ancestors' beliefs and way of life. Because it's not all Hollywood movie interpretation, right? This is applicable knowledge. This is about the energy in the universe. This is about accessing different dimensions. This is about appreciating our lives and all the life around us. And just because we appreciate our ancestors' life does not mean, and their belief systems, doesn't mean that we can't use shirts, phones, whatever. You know, we were born here in this day and age, and this is what's around us. So obviously we're going to interact with it, but it's all about how we perceive and move forward with the way that we see the world, and how beneficial that's going to be for us in the future and for our children in the future. We are very content with exploring and understanding what it means to be alive here in this time, what it means to be okay with death, what it means to accept misfortune, what it means to be ready for death. They were prepared to fight and were not afraid of death. They understood death as a passing into the next part of the journey. It's not the end. It's not like you're going to end up in one of two places: bipartisan, 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 bipartisan. Everything is bipartisan. The only thing bipartisan about paganism is that there is masculine identified energy and there is feminine identified energy. That's it. Everything else is not. Everything else revolves around your experiences, your environment, how you interact with it. That is all up to you. That is up to you and your relationship that you decide to build with said gods, said energies, said orishas. We all over the world at one point in time understood what these things were, and we appreciated them and we respected them. And I think that slowly but surely this momentum is going to continue. And I think that you will start to see more people walk around with scarification. You'll start to see more people wearing Mjolnir necklaces. You'll start to see more people with Taramoko tattoos. This is the cosmic tilt. This is happening because the earth and her love for those people and for those cultures and for those ideas, she wants this to happen. So that is who we are. That is what's happening. All these people from all around the world are coming together to reverse some of the rigidness of our minds and our way of life, to try to allow for some room for variety, for deeper understanding of our existence. Not just our existence in the structural world, but our existence in the real world. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really appreciate you. I know it was windy. I tried my best. You know, I just felt like I wanted to do a video outside today, so that's why I'm out here. And yeah, nonetheless, thank you again, and please like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. I have a lot more content that I'm working on the way, and this is just the beginning for me. And I appreciate all of my subscribers, even, you know, my 34 I have right now. I really appreciate you. I feel like, you know, this is going to be a great journey for both of us, for all of us, sorry. And it's just going to be fun. It's going to be great. And I hope to provide a lot more content and my own personal insight and more information about things as I keep learning and keep reading. All right, till next time, peace.